HarperCollins presents Scuttle by Barnaby Walter, read by Francine Brody, Frazer Hadfield, and Mark Elstob. Prologue. I dragged the body through the darkness, kept it close. Leaves, blood, screams. It's screaming, it's waking. Wrap it tight, bind it tight. It mustn't escape, must bind it, wrap it, bind it tight. Part of my mind could make out the shouts, the shrieks in the night, getting nearer, but my thoughts were far from clear. There was a quaking in that side of me, an energy pushing me on, pushing me to do terrible things, things that would otherwise sicken me. It's moving, mustn't escape. Tie it up, bite it, bite. I registered another shout without understanding what it meant. It was like I both heard and felt it, like the sounds were vibrations I could pick up on, decode, without having to hear the words. I couldn't think about things clearly, even though I tried to hold on to the thoughts I knew belonged to me, to the proper me, the part of me that knew what I was doing. Feed. Part 1. Awakening. Chapter 1. The Boy. 25th of October, 2024. I woke up breathing hard, my heart pounding, the duvet on the floor. I was cold and hot at the same time, my arms and legs twisted around a bundle I was clutching onto. My pillows, both of them, twisted and clumped into one mass. I pulled them apart, punching them back into a more pillow-like shape, and returned them to their normal spot and laid back. I'd had a dream, a nightmare, but I couldn't remember what it was about. The feeling, however, was still there, lingering in my mind like a dull ache, as if from a wound that hadn't quite healed. A horrible sound cut through the darkness of my room, screeching, mechanical, violent almost. I sat up, swung my legs out of bed and stood, listening. It was coming from the garden. I went over to the windowsill and looked out, blinking in the grey morning light. It was that prick from next door, Eddie the quad biker. He was strimming his lawn at 6:40 on a cold October morning. That was the kind of guy Eddie was. Didn't give a fuck about anyone else, just did his thing. There were only 2 other houses on our little country road, and we were unlucky enough to be saddled with him as a neighbour. I pulled the curtains open. My floor-to-ceiling bedroom window was cut in 2, with a rim that allowed you to open the top half outwards. On this small ledge, I could see something moving. A small money spider running across it. I wasn't sure why, but I decided it should be freed, so I opened the window to let it out. That was when Eddie looked up from over the fence. "Ah, sorry to wake you, mate," he called up, grinning, as if he was pleased someone had noticed how productive he was being at that time of the morning. I frowned down at him and nudged the money spider out of the window. It didn't seem to want to leave my hand, so I gave it a firmer push, and it made its way down the outside of the glass. "You awake, Hudson?" My dad's voice sounded from the corridor outside my room. "Yeah," I replied. He opened the door and looked in. "Bloody Eddie with his strimmer," he said, nodding at the garden. "He woke me too." I shrugged and sat down on the edge of my bed, looked at my feet, brushed aside an abandoned paperclip on the floor with one of my toes. I was pissed off. I hadn't forgotten the argument we'd had the night before, an argument that started with a heated discussion about plans with my friends on Halloween and ended up with a row about how suffocating Dad could be. He'd reminded me that at least he was here and not living in America like Mum, but if I thought she'd be a better parent, perhaps I should talk to her more, rather than avoiding her calls. He had a point, and that was what had hurt. I had been avoiding talking to her. I just didn't get the point. If she was going to live her life so far away from us, why should I bother making the effort? I wasn't in the mood to go through it all again now, with the school day stretching out ahead of me, so I just stayed silent. Eventually, Dad asked, "Why's your duvet on the floor?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?